Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. We're looking at a little Netflix series today, which is brand new to Netflix from, I think it was the 15th of May. Let me just check. 15th of May, yep. I'd only looked at that a moment ago and already forgot. So we're going to have a quick look at this 10-episode drama mystery from Netflix. Please, if you're new to the channel, push the old subscribe button, that'll be great. Push the bell notifications, set your notifications to public so you'll be notified when these sort of little vlogs and movie review specials and TV drama specials, etc., come out. It'll be absolutely fantastic. And tell your friends, the more the merrier. Let's get those subscribers up. They're growing very gradually. I have little spurts and then they sort of die off a little bit, but please tell your friends if they're into TV and dramas, etc., to give me a follow. Let's have a little bit of a chat about these things that are coming out on TV. And obviously not much cinema at the moment, is there? But that'll be there eventually. I don't know when, don't know where, but we know we'll be at the cinema again. Anyway, sorry about that. Right, White Lies from Netflix, created by Alexa Alexa Piner, is it? Pinon? I can't remember her name now. Anyway, she's the one who did Money Heist. So I've not actually watched Money Heist. So if you've seen Money Heist, please let me know in the comments. I might go back and watch that actually. And it's 10 episodes set in theory in Ibiza. It is filmed in the Balearic Islands. So obviously I have been to Ibiza, but obviously I didn't recognise too many of the places. Certainly didn't recognise the clubs. I wasn't the sort of club person. I went when I was obviously a little bit old for clubs, so we sort of were on the other side of Ibiza and we just travelled over one afternoon to have a look, and it was sort of out of season anyway. I think it was September-ish, so there wasn't much going on, but I wasn't overly impressed. But some great, obviously, if you've been to the Balearics, it's a nice place, you know. It's nice and sun. There wasn't much rain, was there? There was, you know, not during the episodes anyway. Yeah, so we got a girl called Zoe Walker who's actually goes over from Manchester, from my neck of the woods. This family goes over to investigate a brother's disappearance, and but there's a flood right at the start of the series, and his body's exposed because of this flood on one of the islands, not on Ibiza itself, on one of the other islands. So she goes over. Obviously, this is 20 odd years later to investigate. So the tale's told really on sort of flashbacks as well. So it's told now, and obviously told from 20 odd years ago with flashbacks to the original thing. So again, we see Ibiza at both times. Again, music wise, club wise, I don't know the difference whether, you know, what back then was any different now, but obviously we get music, we get the drugs, we get the conspiracy theories in this little murder. The cast is led by Laura Haddock, who's the main girl who plays Zoe. Obviously, she's from down south, so she puts on a Manchester accent. A bit more on that later. Again, with Daniel Mays, who obviously well known to the UK watchers, and I think to the American, outside of the UK now, he's quite well known as well. Again, another Southern actor. You've also got Nuno Lopez, Daniel Mays. Sorry, I've said Daniel Mays. Lawrence Fox and Angela Griffin, who is I think a Northern girl, but I don't think she's originally from Manchester. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure. She may be from Yorkshire originally. Is it any good? Well, the Internet Movie Database is only getting an overall rating of 6.1 out of 10, which is a watchable rating. And if you look at the episodes, though, it's a bit weird because it actually gets scores anywhere between 6.9 for the very first episode, which is the lowest mark. All the rest of the episodes go from 7.1 to 7.7, with the latter 5 or 6 episodes all getting 7.6, 7.7 on Internet Movie Database. So even though the episodes are scoring that, excuse me, in the high 7s, it's actually only averaging a 6.1 out of 10. So, what's your like? My little view of it. Yeah, I mean, the flashbacks aren't too confusing because obviously they're not the same characters made to look younger. So which is good. So sometimes that happens, doesn't it? And it looks a bit silly sometimes. But obviously you're talking 20 odd years ago, so they probably couldn't have got away. May have got away with it one or two characters, but not them all. So you do get totally different characters play, the young versions and the older versions, and it's quite interesting as the series progresses. Obviously, you learn more about what's happened, and it comes obviously you're not given all the facts at the start. You've got, as I said, the sun and the music, so if you like that sort of thing. There's infrequent nudity. We're talking a beef around me, so there's going to be some nudity. There's the odd sex scene. Some goes with the story. Some's a bit mean, there's one very earlier, an orgy, and an orgy features very early. I don't really see the point of it apart from trying to show one of the characters' background, what they're up to in Ibiza at the moment. But yeah, it's a bit needless, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's a little bit of nudity in it, but again, not too bad. It's not too graphic, etc. So it's just about what you'd expect from this sort of film, to be honest with you. The only thing that really let it down for me, and it sort of probably lost at least half a mark, perhaps a mark if I was pushing it, but it's Laura Haddock. I mean, very unfortunate name. Obviously, she chose that name as an actress. I mean, she might have just used her own name. I'm not too sure on Laura, but she's not the greatest actress, unfortunately, and she's also from London. So not only is she not the greatest actress, but she's also trying to put a Mancunian accent on. If you don't live in Manchester or up north, you probably think it's okay. I mean, and there's nothing wrong. I don't mind if they get the accents wrong, but I think the fact that Laura's not the greatest actress either, or actors, they're all called actors now, aren't they? But forgive me, I still call them actresses. Yeah, I think Laura Haddock just doesn't. She does okay. Don't get me wrong, it's okay. It doesn't totally ruin it, but I just don't think she's quite a good enough actress to actually carry off the main part, which is what it is. She's the main character. She leads the whole series. So that disappointed me a little way. It's not enough to make me turn off, because as I said, it sort of grabs you and it keeps you interested all the way through. All 10 episodes. It's quite a good length, actually. It's not too overblown with the 10 episodes. 10 episodes is just about right. I think if it had been 13, it probably would have been too long, and 6 probably wouldn't have been enough. So, yeah, 10 episodes, it just about works. But, yeah, Laura Haddock, my apologies if you're watching, which you're not, obviously. But, I don't think they picked the right actress there, and obviously they had quite a few actors in this, so perhaps they have a budget to work to, don't they? So they have to be careful what they pick, and they have to pick perhaps the best of what they can get. And I think the Spanish actors, this is done in English and Spanish, so there's a lot of subtitles as well, which is going to put people off. A lot of people don't like the subtitles, and I would certainly say at least 40% of the series is in subtitles, because it's, unless you speak Spanish, of course. And the Spanish characters are very good. I mean, there's a couple of a few Romanians in it, etc. But the non-English actors all do a pretty good job. But so most of the failings for me, as far as acting is concerned, are by not just Laura. There's a couple of other, perhaps younger actors. The younger Laura Haddock isn't the greatest actress as well. My apologies to young Laura, whoever plays young Laura. So at least the consistency was there between young Laura and older Laura. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, I think if anything, it's let down by a couple of the English actors. Perhaps you should have put a couple of more seasoned Americans in there, apart from them trying to attempt a Manchester accent. God knows, would have probably come out as Dick Van Dyke doing a Cockney accent, but hey, there you go. There's not too many characters. There's a lot of characters in it, but you don't get lost in it. And a lot of these series, you do tend to get lost. It's nothing. I wouldn't say it was clever. I wouldn't say there's anything new or genuine or unusual in it. It doesn't exactly set the boundaries for a new sort of drama mystery, but it's just bog standard, really good formulated stuff. Obviously, families feuding, so-called friends obviously falling out, being at war, drug dealers falling in love, lust, falling out of love, torture, obviously a bit of torture, some death in it, obviously, not overly violent. There's a couple of quite graphic scenes, but not too bad at all. So, yeah, I mean, I liked White Lions. I think it was really good. I mean, I've got White Lies written down here. That's another thing, isn't it? White Lies. That's a totally different kettle of. That's a totally different film series, isn't it? White Lies. But yeah, White Lions. Yeah, it has a bit of humour as well. There is a bit of humour in it. Not so it's a bit quirky in parts, which you'd expect from Daniel Mays, because he can play those humorous roles pretty well, his character, and he does really a good job here with his character. Again, his accent isn't brilliant, but hey, it doesn't really matter, does it? He does a reasonable job. So yeah, I liked it. I probably liked it more than Internet Movie Database. As I said, they've only got 6.1 out of 10, but I'm more in line with the episode ratings, anywhere between 7 and 7.7. I mean, yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I nearly give it a 7.5 to 8. But as I said, I was just a little bit disappointed with the lead actress and a couple of the other British actors in it. The younger ones, not necessarily the older ones, but I just thought it was a little bit. Made it look a little bit cheap than it should have done, because it is a really good 10 episodes. I watched over 3 nights, so didn't exactly binge watch it, but I had to squeeze it in. So, and again, I didn't. It's the sort of thing that I would have enjoyed if I'd been watched it all over, over a couple of sessions or something. I could watch 5 episodes in an afternoon and 5 episodes in an evening, for instance. So yeah, I'm going to recommend White Lines. So please, as I say, it's not anything absolutely fantastically different to what we've seen before. And I will go back and watch Money Heist from this Alex Pinner, whatever. My apologies. I still don't know her name, and I can't check on my phone because I used it for the camera. So my apologies to the creator of this anyway. So please, that's my score. 7 out of 10. Let me know what you think anyway if you get to watch White Lines. Let me know what you thought of it. And I know a couple of people on Twitter who had started watching it were quite impressed. And I do think it gets better as it goes along, and obviously as we learn more about what's happened in the flashbacks, etc. It does get more interesting to look at the characters and you try to guess who the murderer was, because it does switch from one person to another and you are a little bit confused. Ending was okay. Yeah, not the greatest ending again I've seen, and it did set up for another series if you like, which is par for the course these days. So an okay ending. I wouldn't say it was a fantastic ending, but it was an okay ending. Anyway, thanks for watching that. Please follow me for all the latest TV drama and movie news, etc. on my Twitter accounts. I've got 2. One's mainly for movies at nostalgia_movie. And of course, if you watch my football stuff on my team, Manchester City, that's mainly at Charles Dineen, DINNN, Dineen spelt. But please, you can check either, follow either. I try to follow everyone back, obviously. I check a couple of times a week. So if you have to follow us, give me a follow, I'll follow you back. That's no problem. But obviously, both accounts are linked, and I do football and movie stuff on both anyway. And I'm on Facebook at Burn Dineen with links to my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, where you can purchase for gifts old and rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, and older retro board games, some over there in the corner. So if you can spare us a couple of minutes to look at moviegamenostalgia.com, a little thumbs up to you. Bit longer than normal this one. I think there's quite a lot to chat about with 10 episodes, wasn't there? Anyway, thanks for joining me today, and join me for something else very, very soon. Whatever you're going to do with the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families, and let's all look after each other. And this is Burden. Until we see each other again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.